Hey traders, I'm going to talk about chart reading in this video. So let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader: emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Hey traders, as you know, there's so many different indicators out there that people can use, and people get so confused about what to use and when to use when it comes to indicators. So I've just recorded a video walking you through my number one trading indicator that I use all the time, that helps you with entries and exit, and it's going to really help you out with your trading as well too. Click on the box above that says number one indicator to get access to this video right now. Alright, so the reason why I want to do this video today for you guys, because it's really interesting to see a lot of people out there. The thing is that I've actually been saying for the last few days that I'm expecting a reversal to come soon in the markets, and I have gotten a lot of I guess feedback from people saying, John, you're not taking your own advice. You got to go with the trend. I never ever said I was a trend following person. Right? I just look at what the market's doing. And so here's the thing, guys. Some people have said that, John, you're going against your own advice and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, it's not true. All right. It's simply not true. What you've got to learn, guys, is that the art of chart reading is more than just looking at peaks and troughs. It's more than just looking at, the last month or 2 months or last 3 months. There is a lot of other things that goes into the art of reading charts. There is understanding how the markets work. Like, for example, let me give you an example. So peaks and troughs are key, right? Yes. But if the market has a big drop down, then we're due for a pullback. If the market has a big drop down, then we're due for a pullback. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just an example of how to read the chart properly, right? And understanding how the markets work. When we have a drop down and it extends, that's when we're likely to have a reverse, because that's how the markets work. Make sense? So I was thinking about this video, so I'm thinking, where do I start with this topic? Because there are so many things that goes into chart reading. It's just not look at the peaks and troughs and that's it. No, it's, as I said before, guys, it's like, how the markets work is, yes, they do peaks and troughs, but when they start to extend themselves, when they start to run down a lot, as an example, when they start to run down a lot, like here, the market's due for a pullback. Why? Because that's how the markets work. Yes, now there are times where the market's just going to absolutely just take off like that, and that happens, and then I'll get a nice pullback, or it might run up and get a pullback, right? But that's how the markets work. Now, as I said before, guys, there are so many things that goes into chart reading. It's not just a matter of looking at the peaks and troughs, right? Yes, the peaks and troughs will show you what's going on, but there's also a matter of looking at the strength in moves, right? The strength in moves is a really big thing. I'll give you an example. Let me go back to here, and I want to go back to, let me bring up Google here for a minute, and I want to show you something let me show you the weekly chart here. And I want to show you something on the weekly chart, because this was something that I learned back a long time ago, right? I was actually trading. So back here, I remember back in 2010, and this is where I really started learning this strength in moves type thing. If you start to see, if I take you back to just here, right? Let me just take you back to there, okay? There is such thing as strength in moves, right? It's not just all in the peaks and troughs. As I said before, guys, and this is the reason why I could run like a whole day event or a couple of day event just on learning how to read the charts. But look at this here, guys. If you look at how the markets work, it's also not just peaks and troughs, but now it's strength in moves, right? As I said before, when you're looking at that, when you look at the markets, and you're looking at the strength in the moves, you're looking at how the markets are really working. You know, like, so for example, we had a nice run up, so we had strong buys, we had weak buys, right? Man, I'm trying to give all my knowledge in one video here, and I'm getting really confused how to do this. So let's actually start here again. The peaks and troughs are higher, right? We know that, right? We know, yes, the peaks and troughs are higher, and the market's moving higher, right? So, okay, well, that's a trend following. But people think, oh, I'm just about peaks and troughs, and that's it. It's like, no, there's so much more to it, right? Again, it's about strength and moves, and sometimes you can see the switching in strength with the market. So what I mean by that, you've got strong buyers, you've got weak sellers. Bear with me for a minute here. Now you get another strong buyer, then you get another strong seller, then you get another strong buyer. But look at this here. Can you see how this selling period here is much stronger than this period and this period? Can you see that? Right, so that's the first thing. So when that happens, that's the first thing that you notice. Like, oh, hang on a minute. This down move is a lot stronger than we've seen in the last year, going up. Makes sense? So then the market drops down. And it's like, okay then. But then as you can see, now we're getting weak buyers. Do you see that? So not only are we getting peaks and troughs, but now we're digging deep into the strength in the move itself. Again, guys, there is so much to chart reading. The better you can read the chart, the better trader you'll be. And I remember actually trading this, you know, and I remember actually trading this because I saw this. I'm like, hang on a minute. There's a switch in strengths. There's a switch in strength. We went from strong buyers, weak sellers, strong buyers, weak sellers, strong buyers. Then we went into strong sellers, weak buyers. What happened next? Strong sellers. So you start to see that the overall flow of the market, you start to see that it's not just about, I'm not a trend following trader. No, I just read what the market is telling me. I read what the charts are telling me, and there is a strength in moves when you start to see, okay, there is this selling move and so on and so forth. And this is where I really, really started to learn it. So we've based on what I'm saying there, guys. Let me go back to the silver. And let me bring you back to here. Actually, let me go back to that daily chart here. So, based on what I said just there, guys. Again, guys, there are so many things. There's peaks and troughs, right? But there's also strength and moves. Let's have a look here. And again, guys, don't take my word for it. Go do your research. Go do your back testing. This is how you get good at this shit. All right. I'm a bit frustrated right now, guys, because people just really don't get it. So look at this here, right? We had this move up and we had these strong sellers, but now we're getting this weaker buyer period. What does that equal? That generally equals that it's going to get a reversal real soon. Oh, but John, this and that, and this and that, bing, bing, bong, bong. It's like, no, it's like, just read the chart. When you get a strong seller into weak sellers, you end up getting a strong buying movement. All right. So that's the first thing I want to do, say there. Let me go show you the Nasdaq here for a minute. And I want to show you an example that the Nasdaq actually did a while ago. So let me actually bring it back here, and let me show you this here. Right. So what did we have here with the Nasdaq? And you guys that watch me, you guys probably remember me saying this. We had these strong buyers. Look at what we're now getting. What? Weak buyers. What is that? Strong buyers into weak buyers. What does that generally equal? Oh, look, we got some strong sellers afterwards. Oh my goodness. So it's just not about peaks and troughs. You can have a nice stair-stepping uptrend, but you can start to see the switching in strength and who's stronger, the buyers or the sellers. Even though we're stair-stepping up, that's showing you there's a change in trend. Make sense? That's showing you that there's a complete change in trend. Now, let's go back to silver again, silver. And firstly, you can see, okay, so you can see what I mean by that there. Okay, so the market dropped down and we've got these weak sellers. You can see it switching around, right? Again, guys, there's so much to reading charts. So One of my millionaire mentor taught me about big picture, small picture, big picture. Always, if you're looking at the daily chart, always keep an eye on that weekly chart. And actually, one of my earlier mentors, he was all about, really, really, really learning the art of, you got to keep an eye on that bigger picture chart, right? That bigger picture time frame, because that's going to hurt. That's going to, it's gonna stop you from getting into bad trades. It's gonna help you get into good trades. And so what he meant by that is, yes, a lot of people look at this daily chart, and I just ripped this daily chart open for you. But it's also important to go back to weekly chart, because the weekly chart have these major big parameters, right? And what are those parameters? These parameters in the past of where the market has found major key areas of support and resistance. Right? So again, guys, let's go have a look at how this really, let me take this off the screen here for a minute. We've been stepping down, okay? So let's actually take this step by step. What's happened here? We've had this big, strong selling movement down, right? So what generally happens after a big, strong mellow? We actually generally get a little pullback, even if it is just another step. Look at this here. Drop down, drop up, drop down, drop up, drop down, drop up. Drop down, drop up. Drop down, go up. Whatever. And then we have the next move down, possibly. So we're due for a pullback anyway. That's one, right? That's one. Again, we don't know when the pullback is going to happen, but we're due for that. And secondly, guys, if you look at the major weekly chart, that's what support and resistance is all about. Now, which support and resistance line is stronger? Stronger. A daily one or a weekly one? Well, the weekly one, right? Now, it doesn't mean everyone's going to hold. Like we know that there was a strong area of support and resistance up here, around the $18 level, and it didn't hold, right? So we just delete that. So the next level down right now is where it's at right now. So now it's at a level of support. So now, you guys, you're taking what I'm seeing. So the last few days I've been saying I'm expecting a reversal to come soon out of the silver and gold market. Now you can see what I'm saying. It's not just the peaks and troughs. Yes, we're going down, but a reversal doesn't mean it's going to start to hold here. It's going to rally back up to 22. Numbnuts? No, it may just rally back up to 18. But I'm saying I'm expecting at least a short-term reversal here. And again, if you're looking at this weekly chart, you can see how this overall weekly chart here has held this, and now it's likely to hold here as well too. Why? Because if you look at how the market's worked, it's already had a big drop down. It's already had a really, really, really big drop down. It's come to the area of support. We're due for a pullback anyway. If you go to the daily chart, it's creating that weak, strong sellers into weak sellers. So that actually generally causes a reversal period as well too. And if you look at all the indicators, they're saying we're getting ready for a reversal as well too. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys now can see what I'm saying here. When you read the chart, it tells you so much more. Now, you don't always get it right, and I don't always get it right, so I'm trying to read what the market's telling me right now. It's just not all about peaks and troughs. Some people think, oh, well, it's about peaks and troughs, right, John? Oh, okay, then cool. So when the market's stepping up, that's buyers in control. Oh, okay, so when the market runs up like that there, we should just keep buying, right? Just keep buying, right? Because it's just going to keep going up. It's not going to pull back, is it? No, it's just going to keep pulling up. Come on now. Market drops, market has a pullback. Market drops, market has a pullback. Market drops, market has a pullback. So even if you were looking to short the market in a downtrend, when is the worst time to short the market? Oh, when it's dropped already. When it's dropped already. That's the worst time to short the market. If you're looking at an uptrend, when is the best time to buy the market? As it's starting to pick up. When is the worst time to buy the market? As the market's already had a big run. After the market's already had a big run. Why? Because it's due for a pullback. You see what I'm saying here, guys? So, anyway, I thought I'd do this on this day off of this market. It's pretty much nothing. I think the future's up 5 points or something like that overnight. Silver pretty much nothing today as well too. But I wanted to share this with you guys, okay? What's going on with silver. This is the reason why I'm saying I'm expecting silver to pull back. And again, guys, it doesn't mean I'm going to be right. But because there's nothing 100% right anyway. But what this is all about is teaching you the art of chart reading, right? Chart reading. It's not just looking at that, but there's so much to the chart that if you analyze the chart for what it is, Bingo, bango, shamam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Makes sense, guys? So anyway, guys, have an amazing day. I really hope you can see that there's a lot more to chart reading from, there's a lot more than just looking at the peaks and troughs, right? And sometimes, and for me being honest with you guys, sometimes I won't pick up that until the after the fact. But it's my job to keep analyzing the market as it's happening. So, i.e., as we're looking at silver chart right now, we need to be honest about ourselves. Okay, what's really happening here? Okay, we had a big drop down and we had a big drop down through here. We should pop out, right? So it's my job. It's my job to try and read it as it's happening. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes and that's the reason why guys are like, trying to be clear with your mind, because sometimes I look at the chart, I'm like, and I don't see it. I don't see it until after the fact. So with me, when I'm looking back over this price action, I'm like, okay, I want to be able to experience it while it's happening so I can benefit from it. So that's why I'm saying we're expecting a reversal soon. So whenever you guys are saying to me that I'm going against my own stuff, guys, it's like, seriously, it's more than just peaks and troughs. All right, so anyway, I think I've kicked this dog down the road a lot more than I really wanted to. Have an amazing day, guys. There is so much more that I can go into doing this, guys. As I said before, like I have a few hours of different strategies that go into chart reading when it comes to learning how to read your market properly, because all these different things, it's the strength in moves. Are we getting strong sellers, or who's stronger? Sellers or buyers? Are we getting peaks? What's the peaks and troughs saying? What's the weekly support or resistance saying? You know what I mean? It's like, what is the overall flow saying? There's a lot of things that these markets can tell us, and by going from weekly to daily, we can start to see what's really going on there. Anyway, guys, have an amazing day. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course. And I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.